Ladies and gentlemen, grab your popcorn, because hip-hop just served us a scandal so juicy it makes the Kardashians look like they're filming a church bake sale. We're talking about 50 Cent snapping harder than an iPhone screen in a toddler's hand after new whispers linked none other than Rick Ross to missing BMF millions. Yes, you heard that right, the kind of money that makes rappers brag about Bugattis they only rented for a music video. This isn't just a beef. This is a full-blown rap soap opera where the stakes aren't just egos, but allegedly stolen fortunes tied to one of the most infamous crime families in hip-hop history. And the wildest part, the internet is acting like it's watching the season finale of Power. Except this time 50 isn't directing it, he's living it. Imagine the chaos. Rick Ross, the self-proclaimed biggest boss, accused of dipping into BM's bag while 50 is out here sharpening verbal machetes like he's prepping for war. Forget rap beefs over petty disses. This is money, power, and revenge colliding like a Marvel crossover event. And trust me, the secrets about to spill will have you gasping harder than Flavor Flav seeing a clock without batteries. The streets are buzzing, the blogs are foaming, and hip-hop Twitter is basically on fire. Why? Because whispers are spreading that Rick Ross somehow got his fingerprints all over the BMF millions, the same bag tied to one of rap's most infamous underworld empires. And you know who doesn't play about BMF? That's right, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, the man who can hold a grudge longer than some people hold mortgages. Let's rewind this chaos. BMF Black Mafia Family was never just a crew. It was a hip-hop legend wrapped in crime drama and coated with money, glitz, and danger. Big Meech, Southwest Tea, flashy cars, insane parties, and the kind of empire that made Netflix execs foam at the mouth until they got their hands on the rights. Enter 50 Cent. He took that story, polished it, and gave the world the hit series BMF. Suddenly, everyone's grandma knew who Big Meech was. And 50 was hailed as the genius storyteller who made the criminal world binge-worthy television. But here's the twist. According to recent noise, Rick Ross, Mr. Lemon Pepper himself, is being dragged into a swirling storm, accused of somehow getting linked to BM's money. That's right. While Rozay was busy sipping champagne poolside, someone whispered his name in the same sentence as stolen millions. The internet did what it always does, threw kerosene on the rumor and lit the match. And if you know 50 Cent, you know this is personal. Not just because he's attached to BMF as a brand, but because 50 and Ross, these two have a beef history that makes the Hatfields and McCoys look like a friendly chess match. We're talking lawsuits, diss tracks, baby mama drama, and even the infamous Rick Ross co-scandal that 50 never lets anyone forget. So the second Ross's name touched BMF, 50's reaction was sharper than one of his clapbacks on Instagram. The leak itself came from the digital shadows, the type of online gossip mill where rumors grow legs before anyone checks the receipts. A thread on social media hinted that Rozay may have dipped into business with people tied to missing BMF funds. Whether it's true or just another episode of Hip Hop Fantasy Island doesn't even matter, because perception in this game is everything. And once the headline read, Rick Ross linked to BMF millions, it was like handing 50 a nuclear launch code. Here's where it gets nastier than a love and hip-hop reunion. 50 started liking shady posts, reposting memes and dropping subliminals so loud they might as well have been in all caps. Fans noticed instantly. Fifth about to end another career. One commenter wrote, "Rozay better duck." Another said, "It's like watching Godzilla wake up while the city still thinks it's just an earthquake." But let's not act like Rozay is just some random target. Rick Ross has built his empire around the boss persona, luxury, power, and a kind of unbothered confidence that makes you believe he could sell you your own house and make you thank him for it. If there's even a shred of truth to these BMF whispers, it threatens that entire brand. Because in hip-hop, money flexes aren't just flexes, they're credibility. And when you're accused of dipping your hand in the wrong cookie jar, the streets don't just whisper, they scream. And trust, the streets are watching this unfold like it's Squid Game. Every fan, blogger, and fake hip-hop historian is suddenly an expert on BM finances. Memes of Rozay in a co-uniform holding BM bags started flooding Twitter. Edits of 50 Cent as Ghost from Power screaming, "I told y'all," were trending. Even TikTok couldn't resist. Creators started stitching old clips of 50 mocking Ross with the caption, "This man was waiting for this day." But here's the thing that makes this scandal nuclear level dangerous. 50 Cent doesn't just throw shade. He strategizes. This is the man who bought out Ja Rule concert seats just to leave them empty. The man who turned his bankruptcy into a joke and a flex at the same time. So when people say he's snapping over these BM rumors, it's not just anger, it's chess. And Ross? He's on the board whether he likes it or not. The first reactions from fans were split down the middle. Some said, "There's no way Rozay touched that money. This is just 50 hating as usual." Others clapped back with, "If Ross is guilty, it explains why he always brags about being a boss, because bosses steal." Brutal. But that's the internet for you. Meanwhile, Ross hasn't issued a clear statement. Instead, he's been doing what Ross does best, flexing online. Pictures of yachts, Wingstop promos, and lavish dinners. But to the public eye, it feels like deflection. And nothing makes rumors grow faster than silence mixed with flexing. At the end of the day, the tension is palpable. On one side, we've got 50 Cent, the self-appointed executioner of hip-hop hypocrisy, sharpening his knives and waiting for Rozay to slip. On the other, we've got Rick Ross, sitting on his throne of lemon pepper wings and Maybach dreams, pretending the storm outside isn't about to break his windows. And in the middle, the ghost of BM's empire, the millions, the legacy, and the question that has everyone glued to their screens. Did Rozay really get tied to the bag? Or is this just another chapter in 50's eternal crusade for hip-hop dominance? If you thought the whispers were wild, the escalation turned into a full-blown circus, faster than Tekashi 669 and running to a police station. Once the rumor dropped, hip-hop didn't just react, it combusted. Memes, celebrity hot takes, and fans turning into FBI-level detectives made the scandal explode into something so messy it makes the Kanye vs. Pete Davidson saga look like a middle school breakup. Let's start with the memes. Because in 2025, memes are the news. One viral image had Rick Ross photoshopped into a BM promo poster, clutching duffel bags stuffed with cash, while 50 Cent stood behind him grinning like Thanos holding the Infinity Gauntlet. Another edit showed Ross at Wingstop, but instead of chicken wings, the buckets were filled with BM dollars. And the captions? Savage. Rozay's secret recipe. Lemon pepper millions. Twitter had no chill. Then came the celebrity reactions. Oh, this was the popcorn moment. Everyone from rappers to comedians to random reality stars started chiming in. Fat Joe went live talking about loyalty, dropping cryptic bars about how some people ain't who they say they are. Meek Mill, forever unpredictable, tweeted and deleted something about real bosses don't steal, which fans immediately screenshotted and tied back to Rozay. And the wildest reaction? A clip surfaced of Snoop Dogg laughing during a podcast, saying, "Man, 50 ain't never letting Ross breathe. Man can't even order chicken without 50 calling it a crime scene." But the loudest noise didn't come from rappers, it came from the internet detectives. Suddenly, Reddit threads popped up connecting dots nobody asked for. One theory claimed Ross's constant flexing with cash stacks in his videos was low-key laundering. Another said his obsession with BM-style luxury imagery over the years was actually a confession in plain sight. Never mind the lack of evidence, this was hip-hop conspiracy. Twitter at its finest. And while fans argued over whether Ross was guilty or just guilty of bad timing, 50 Cent kept feeding the flames. Oh, and you know he doesn't play subtle. Curtis Instagram assassin Jackson started dropping cryptic posts, screenshots of old articles about Ross's past scandals, and captions like, "History repeats itself." He even threw up a photo of Big Meech, reminding everyone that he is the gatekeeper of the BM story. Translation? Don't play with my brand. And the fans ate it up. 50 is about to launch BM Season 4 just off this beef alone. One tweet read, "Rozay better move out of the country." Another viral TikTok showed clips of Ross flexing cut with 50 Cent narrating from Power, captioned, "You can trust family, and you definitely can trust Ross. But here's the kicker. Ross didn't stay completely silent. In true Rozay fashion, he clapped back in the most boss way possible indirectly. During a live stream, while sipping Belair, he smirked and said, 'When you're the biggest, your name always in something. But I ain't worried about no little TV producer.' The internet lost it. Did he just shade BMF and call 50 a little producer? If so, that's gasoline on the fire." Fans clipped the moment, and within hours, Lil TV producer was trending. The escalation was insane. Hip-hop blogs pumped out headlines faster than TMZ could refresh their site. 50 Cent declares war on Rick Ross over BMF. Rozay denies allegations, shades 50 as Lil TV producer. YouTube channels were posting hour-long breakdowns, and TikTok was making mini documentaries. Suddenly, what started as a rumor became the cultural conversation of the week, and then came the wildest twist. A leaked voicemail allegedly tied to someone close to BMF operations surfaced online, hinting that Rozay got his hands dirty. Was it real? Who knows? But the audio spread like wildfire, and for the internet, proof is optional. The meme machine went into overdrive. Some fans swore the voice sounded like Ross. Others laughed it off, saying it was probably AI. But here's the problem. In the court of public opinion, perception is king. And perception was leaning hard against Rozay. Celebrities started picking sides too. Charlamagne the God joked on The Breakfast Club that Rozay needed PR as strong as his lemon pepper wings to survive this. Funk Flex went nuclear on the radio, blasting Ross for being sloppy and praising 50 for always being 10 steps ahead. Even DJ Academics, the chaos gremlin of hip-hop media, did a 3-hour live stream fanning the flames, saying, "If 50 Cent coming for you, you finished." It's like Thanos snapping his fingers, and the fans? They were eating this up like it was free Wingstop day. "This beef is better than Netflix," one user tweeted. Another said, 50 versus Ross round 10. But this time the stakes are millions. The energy was wild, chaotic, and relentless, the perfect storm of celebrity scandal, internet memes, and a 20-year-old feud refusing to die. But the craziest part, this drama started bleeding into Ross's businesses. Fans flooded Wingstop reviews with jokes about extra cash with the combo. His liquor brand posts were hijacked by comments like, "Is this paid for with BMF millions?" Even his concerts weren't safe. Clips surfaced of fans chanting "Fifth, fifth, fifth" mid-performance. That's the kind of damage money can't fix. And while Rozay tried to brush it off, every flex, every Instagram post, every smirk made the public think, is he hiding something? Meanwhile, 50 Cent was sitting back, playing puppet master, letting the internet do his dirty work. At this point, it was no longer about whether Ross was guilty. It was about survival. Could his brand take this kind of hit? Could he out-meme 50 Cent? Spoiler alert, almost nobody out-memes 50 Cent. And that's when the scandal went from hot gossip to a cultural earthquake. The world was watching, and the stage was set. On one side, Rozay trying to laugh off a storm. On the other, 50 Cent sharpening the guillotine of public humiliation. And hanging over both, the shadow of BMF, a legacy bigger than both their egos combined. Because if there's one thing hip-hop knows, it's that when 50 smells blood, it doesn't end with shade. It ends with bodies, not literally, but careers, reputations, brands. And the world couldn't look away when the smoke from the memes and celebrity hot takes started to clear. The real aftermath set in, and let me tell you, it was uglier than Ja Rule's attempt at a comeback tour. The fallout from the 50 vs. Rozay clash wasn't just trending on Twitter. It was bleeding into reputations, bank accounts, and even the very legacy of BMF itself. Let's start with the obvious: public perception. In scandals like this, perception isn't reality, it's worse. Rick Ross could have had a clean bank account audited by the Pope himself, but the internet already decided he was guilty. Fans flooded his socials with comments like, "Where's the BMF refund, Rozay?" And lemon pepper laundering, every post, no matter how unrelated, turned into a roast session. When he posted his usual flex pic of cars and jewels, someone commented, "That's big Meech's Uber." Savage doesn't even begin to describe it. Meanwhile, 50 Cent's reputation skyrocketed. He was already a troll god. But this feud cemented him as the undefeated heavyweight champion of hip-hop pettiness. The man didn't even need to spit a diss track. His Instagram captions alone were making headlines. He leaned into the villain role, and fans loved it. One meme called him the Thanos of beefs, because every time he snaps, another rapper's career turns to dust. But the collateral damage went beyond social media. Ross's empire started taking real hits. Wingstop locations became the butt of jokes, with TikTokers filming themselves ordering the BMF special and asking if it came with millions on the side. His Belair brand saw influencers subtly shade it in videos, pouring the champagne into cups labeled 50 Cent Stairs. Even promoters reportedly started getting nervous about booking Ross for shows, worried fans would hijack the event with 50 chants. And then came the branding apocalypse. Rozay built his career on the image of the biggest boss, untouchable, luxurious, drowning in money. But now, every flex felt like an accidental confession. The very thing that made him appealing, his over-the-top wealth, was now the smoking gun in the court of public opinion. Meanwhile, 50 kept twisting the knife, reposting old Ross interviews about money with captions like, "He told on himself 10 years ago." But let's not pretend 50 got away squeaky clean either. Sure, he was winning the meme war, but his obsession with Rozay made some critics question his motives. Think pieces started popping up. Why is 50 still obsessed with Ross? Does 50 need this feud to stay relevant? But even these critiques played into his hands, because as long as people were talking about 50, he was winning. Love him or hate him, you can't ignore him. The bigger question, though, was what this meant for BMF. That name carries weight: legendary, dangerous, iconic. 50 turned it into a hit TV franchise, but the association with Rozay suddenly threatened to muddy the waters. Fans started questioning, was Ross profiting off BMF's story all along? Did he really have ties deeper than music? It didn't matter if the answers were yes or no. The doubt alone kept the fire burning, and just when it seemed like the storm might calm, 50 dropped the nuke. Out of nowhere, he teased a new BMF spin-off series with a tagline that felt aimed directly at Rozay. In the game of money, everyone's a suspect. Oh, you already know. Fans went ballistic. The comments were flooded with Rozay about to be a character, and 50 turning real-life beef into primetime TV. This was chess, not checkers. 50 wasn't just clowning Ross. He was monetizing the beef for Ross. The consequences were clear: brand damage, public ridicule, and the risk of being remembered not as the biggest boss, but as the biggest target. But Rozay, ever the survivor, wasn't down for the count. He doubled down on his music, teasing new tracks where he hinted at betrayal, loyalty, and snakes in the grass. The problem? Fans didn't hear music. They heard confessions. Every lyric became another breadcrumb for conspiracy theorists, and the industry noticed. Other rappers started keeping their distance. Collab opportunities slowed down. Even radio DJs started poking fun with sly comments. That's how powerful 50's shadow is. One feud, and suddenly Ross felt radioactive. The fans, though, were the real winners. They got drama, memes, and entertainment on a level that made Netflix jealous. Think about it. This wasn't just beef. It was a saga. 50 vs. Ross. BMF vs. Perception. Ego vs. Empire. It had everything: betrayal, comedy, money, power, legacy. No wonder people couldn't look away. And let's be real, this isn't the end. 50 doesn't just feud, he builds storylines. He's not just a rapper. He's a producer, a storyteller, a master manipulator of the culture. If you think this chapter ends here, you haven't been paying attention. Rozay will clap back harder, the memes will multiply, and 50 will be waiting with another Instagram post that sends the internet into meltdown. The aftermath of this scandal isn't just about Ross losing credibility or 50 gaining clout. It's about how hip-hop beef has evolved into a spectator sport, fueled by social media, memes, and the hunger for chaos. This wasn't just a fight, it was an event. And like every great event, the question isn't whether it ends. The question is, who's next? Because in the rap game, peace is temporary, but drama, that's forever. And when 50 Cent's in the mix, you already know the next explosion is just one shady caption away. And there you have it, the saga that makes Game of Thrones look like a family picnic. 50 Cent versus Rick Ross, millions of BMF money on the line, reputations shredded, memes flying faster than Usain Bolt on an energy drink. You just witnessed hip-hop history in the making, and trust me, this is one war that's far from over. But now it's your turn. Do you think Ross really touched that BMF bag, or is 50 just playing the greatest troll game of all time? Drop your hottest take in the comments, and don't hold back. I want your theories wilder than a Maury paternity test reveal. And while you're down there, smash that like button like it owes you child support. Hit subscribe like you're dodging 50's shade, and ring that bell so hard it wakes up Ya Rule's career. Because let's be real, this channel is the place where the rumors don't just spread. They explode. Every week, the culture drops fresh scandals hotter than Rick Ross's Wingstop fryer. And you already know we'll be here serving it up with extra lemon pepper and a side of savage commentary. So don't scroll away. Stick with us, because the next headline could be even bigger, messier, and crazier than this one. And when it hits, you'll want to be the first to say, I saw it on Truth Tattle before the rest of the internet caught up. Remember, in hip-hop, there are no secrets, only receipts waiting to be leaked. And we've got the tea, the shade, and the microphone. This is Truth Tattle, signing off with one final warning. In the rap game, loyalty is rare, money is power, and 50 Cent, he never forgets.